everyone. Today we're going to make raw peanut butter chocolate chip cookie dough. So there's no baking, no risk for salmonella because there's no egg. So it's very simple. Let's get started. So the first thing you're going to do is use oat flour. And I wanted to just show you that I take some rolled oats from Trader Joe's. These are gluten-free. And make my own oat flour by putting them in the Blend-Tec. And with the Blend-Tec, you just take your lid and instead of doing it normal, you flip it over to make the flour and grind it like that. Or you can also, of course, buy oat flour already made by Arrowhead Mills or Bob's Red Mill, which is easier, obviously. So we're going to start with a cup and 1/4 of a cup of the oat flour. And then we're going to use just 1/4 of a cup of the rolled oats and a little bit of sea salt, 1/4 of a teaspoon sea salt. And I'll have you come on in, and we're just going to whisk those ingredients together. So very easy, oat flour, raw rolled oats, and sea salt. Okay, this really only takes 5 minutes for the whole recipe, with a little bit of oat flour left. All right, then we're going to add our almond milk. You can use whatever plant milk you like. We're going to start with 1/4 of a cup, and we may need to add more, so we're going to see how this goes. All right, 1/4 of a cup of almond milk. And then you're going to add the nut butter of your choice. I am going to use peanut butter today because I get this organic peanut butter from Costco. Or if you can't do peanuts, you could use any really, nut butter, seed butter. And there's also, I want you to know that Kirkland sells almond butter, and this giant size, 27 ounces, was only $7, which is a real deal. So I do usually use almond butter and things, but I wanted to try them with peanut butter this time and follow the recipe, which is by Blissful Basil. She is very talented, and I'll put a link to her blog and the recipe when I'm done. So we're going to add 1/4 of a cup of natural peanut butter, no sugar. Okay. And then we're going to add vanilla. Seems like all of our raw desserts have vanilla in them, a teaspoon of vanilla. All right. And we're going to take the fork and we're going to try to mash these ingredients together. This peanut butter was at the bottom of my jar, so it's going to be a little harder to mash, so I'm probably going to need some more plant milk. But let's get it going here together. And then we just have one more ingredient once I get this going. So let me add a little bit. And she says just to add little bits at a time in increments so you don't overdo. Just a tablespoon or 2 at a time. Okay, get this mashed up. I'm sure you could use cashew butter, sesame seed butter, whatever you like best. Okay, a little bit more. And we're also, one thing I forgot to add is sugar. So there is 1/4 of a cup, excuse me, 1/2 a cup of sugar. I'm doing 1/4. So I wanted to add that in, and then we'll keep mashing. Okay, so it's still a little too dry, which is probably better than being too moist, so I don't overdo it. See the cookie dough coming into formation. I might need to trade places with Wade behind the camera and get his muscles in there. All right, hopefully that's looking pretty good here. And then you can add your chocolate chips. So you can use chocolate chips. You can buy vegan chocolate chips. Sometimes Costco has them. They just say non-dairy, Kirkland brand. You can also get them at the health food store, has non-dairy chocolate chips, because a lot of people, even if they're not vegan, just can't do dairy, can't digest dairy. Or you can also use cacao nibs, which are a little more bitter. And this is Sun Food, and this is from the health food store. We're actually going to try carob chips today. I just want to show you those. My husband's getting migraines, unfortunately, from chocolate, so we're going to try carob today, which doesn't have the caffeine in it. So we're going to add a half a cup of chocolate chips, carob chips, or cacao nibs. And that will be our final ingredient. Okay, mix it together. I'm probably just going to use my hands. I think that's going to be easier. And then we can really get our dough mixed together. You can always add a little more plant milk, which we may need. If you get it too sticky, they're harder to roll into the little balls. Now this technically, she says, makes 16 to 20 little dough bites. My dough bites seem to be a little larger. I end up with about 10 to 12, which will be gone in a matter of a couple days between me and my husband. Okay, so you can see that. Awesome giant cookie dough ball. Now, I like to freeze them. You don't have to freeze them. You can eat it right there. You could just grab a spoon and dive in. But we're gonna just pick off a little bit and roll it into balls and stick them in the Tupperware, and I'm gonna put them in the freezer. So it's a great snack. I love to have these mid-afternoon for a little pick-me-up. They're great with tea once fall comes in, and I will continue to roll them all. So I hope you'll make this recipe. Again, it's very simple, obviously very delicious, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much, and as always, thank you for saving animals with your food choices. Have a great week.